Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. I'm finally doing a fire ceremony again. It's been a while. So I got the fire going, and today or tonight there's a whole bunch of stuff like wax, cut cords, broken twigs or sticks to break the black magic, or where I broke the black magic. There was a net, some notes, and more wax, and the thick cords from when we disconnected from the extremely dominant parental figure or primary caregiver. So that I'm gonna throw in the fire soon. This time I didn't separate it properly according to what was what. It's all just gonna go in there, and this was a portal closing. But what I did find that's very important, this was from a while ago, some dark webbing and netting that was restricting us, and somehow that slipped through the cracks in my bag. Ooh, and I didn't see that piece of plastic. I gotta remove that. That's okay, I can just cut that off and remove it. Then for today, so that's a follow-up from past ceremonies, then removing blocks, closing up portal and gateway again just in case, and cutting ties with the dark energies and the jealous and envious energies that are still connected to our solar plexus. And this represents that we're very close to the end of the tunnel. We can already see the light. So we're right at the end. Then here, this shirt is actually, see, it's actually very beautiful if you look closely. I bought this shirt when I got a job as a receptionist at a hotel. And like, it was a pretty fancy hotel that was family run, and I moved for that job 8 hours away from where I used to live and where I live again now. But I hadn't accepted the job had I known the full truth of what they were intending to do. Management was in those narcissistic devil type energies, very deceitful and manipulative, and that shall be represented by this. So by throwing this in the fire, we're closing once again any connections to the dark. And let me just move over here. At the laundromat, I found this beautiful, very plain and simple white linen dress. I mean, the sleeves are a little bit torn here, and it's too small for me, and there are some sweat stains, I can tell, but this is perfect to represent an angel dress. So connecting us to the divine energies again, to the angelic realm, to the angelic energies, to us, to claim our role as earth angels. And again, that extends to star seeds and like all the chosen ones, all the ascending ones, right? And I just quickly made a wax heart to also represent stepping more into that heart energy. And I think that's it. Hold on, the scissors are here, the rattle down there. Oh yeah, this was the book where I tore off the front pages, which are somewhere in one of these bags. Oh yeah, and this one where it said prisoner, and we're gonna burn that. I'm probably gonna just throw the whole book in. But yeah, so that's it. So the main thing is, again, disconnecting from those narcissistic devil energies and stepping into the light. Oh, the raccoon is there. into the light with the divine angelic energies. Oh, and what I forgot to mention is, as I walked into the park just earlier, I looked up, and right next, or almost in front of the full moon that we have tonight, it looked like a mosquito type human mother creature, or like mother being, feeding through that mosquito sucking trunk, or like, you know, that stinger type thing through which they suck the blood, feeding a mutant baby through that stinger type thing. So that was basically representing those dark energies again, and how these narcissistic devil type energies are usually feeding off us, but to feed their twisted offspring, basically. So they're continuing to feed their family, their children, the toxic ways, basically, teaching them how to be toxic and unhealthy and all of that. And then I came to the spot here where I usually make the fire, and there was light flickering in the bushes, which almost looked like there was someone in there with a phone. And I turned on the flashlight on my phone and went in there, and there was nothing and nobody, not even an animal, because I thought maybe it was somehow the eyes of an animal reflecting the light, but there wasn't really any light. So it was very odd, but it was as if it wanted to let me know that something or someone is still secretly spying, right? Like spying on me, on us. I know that it's happening to quite a few of us. Those dark ones are still kind of spying on us, but also trying to keep us in the fear, or creating fear, which did not succeed. But it's like they're still not quite ready to give up, it seems, right? They're still trying to do little things. I didn't have any more interference today. So today was a very smooth and good day. So that second ceremony yesterday to follow up from the day before was very necessary, and that closed it off nicely. But yeah, whatever needs to be burned to finish some of these past ceremonies, that's what we're going to do here. So let's just smudge with the fire smoke today. Please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies. Take away anything dark, unhealed, and low vibrational, and flood us with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protection from the divine. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, let's get started. Dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, and all four directions, powers, and four directions and four elements. So powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, and all four elements, air, earth, down here, fire, and water, which I have in these cups. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. What was that squeaking? I don't know if that was a little field mouse or what, but I can't see anything. All right. Right after calling in the spirit guides, like a little squeak. All right, they're definitely there. Okay. Okay, I ask that we receive all the help needed to further disconnect from those dark, toxic, narcissistic energies. I feel like I need to put this right into the fire. So all these lying, deceitful, manipulative energies, by putting this dark shirt that looks beautiful but represents those manipulations, the deceitfulness, by putting this in the fire, please let all of those energies in our energy fields and in our lives be burnt away and transmuted into healing light, divine healing light and unconditional love. Let it be fully and completely be transmuted. Wow, I almost wanted to say commuted. It's like they wanted to go somewhere else instead of being transmuted. Ha! Nope, not happening. They shall be fully and completely be transmuted, changed into pure divine love light energy, and that energy shall be returned to wherever it came from as pure divine love light energy. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And with that, any and all... Oh, I didn't cut that off. Give me 1 second. I forgot. Okay, I gotta switch hands. Just gonna cut this off because I don't want to put the plastic in there. But I do want to get the strings. So here, this I'll keep aside. I'll keep in my pocket. 1 moment. Okay. So any and all dark veils, netting and webbing that was put in our energy field and on us to restrict us, to limit us, shall now and forever be burnt away and again transmuted into divine love light energy and returned to a source energy for reintegration. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And with that, any and all cords, bonds, shackles, chains, leashes, portals, gateways, portals and gateways I'm closing right now. Any vows and soul contracts, karmic contracts and vows that kept these energies connected to us, especially our solar plexus, shall now and forever be cut, severed, finished, and removed fully and completely from us, our lives, our body, mind, spirit, soul, and energy field throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward shall now and forever be cut, severed, finished, removed, and transmuted and neutralized through the great spirit of the fire and returned to source energy for reintegration. And so it is. All my relations transmuted into the divine love light energy. And so it is. All my relations. Any and all blocks that we still have shall be removed. And we are now at the end of the tunnel. We're coming out of this darkness that was imposed on us. And we're now stepping into the light. We're claiming our divine and angelic roots, soul missions, blessings, and our divinity, our divine rights and blessings gifts, abilities, and everything else that was kept from us, that we were denied up until this point. We claim it now and we step into our power. We take our power back and we are now sovereign beings, and we revoke any and all consent for anyone else to access us in our energy field. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, and we now want to have a life filled with love, and we are love. We now embody that pure divine love light energy, and so it is, all my relations. Whew. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm not a lefty, but that's good enough. Okay, now we're gonna put everything else that was left from past ceremonies in the fire to be burnt away and transmuted, and all the remaining healing that needed to be done shall be completed and closed and finished. And all those dark energies shall be transmuted into love light energies and returned to source energy for reintegration. Any and all black magic that was already broken, and if it's not fully broken yet, shall be now. All of that shall be completed and closed, and those energies shall be fully and completely neutralized, turned into love light energy, and returned to source energy for reintegration. And here's some more. Okay, I'm gonna have to collect some of the stuff that fell off to the side, but there's one more little baggie here. One moment. That shall go in there too, and that's it. All right. Whew. I call back all the blessings, all the abundance, and everything that is good and divine into our lives, now and forever. We are divine sovereign beings, and we take our power back now. We are prisoners no more. See, prisoner no more. That is going in the fire. And now I'm probably gonna have to throw some of these, several times. Sometimes it slides over. That one stayed. Whoa. Whew. Wow, and look at that. That wax actually looks like a hook too. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's most of it. This one might be a little too hot now. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, it's hot there. Ooh. Okay, everything else, all those little bits, I'm gonna get when the fire dies down a bit, because it's actually getting really hot now. And I don't want to burn my fingers. So that is all burning away. Whew. It is cleansing and renewing us, our lives. Whew. And it's very interesting. There are tons of ants around here. They weren't there before. But these are my notebooks from where I usually write down the guidance that I receive throughout the day. And the old ones I usually put in the fire when I'm done, but there's already enough in the fire today. So, like, for fire starting, I can use them another time. But it's interesting that there are so many ants around here. I don't remember the spiritual significance of ants, but generally speaking, they are considered pretty hardworking, right? And they stick together in their ant colony. So, if anybody wants to comment down below, please do. I'll probably check it out afterwards as well. But yes, I'm actually just receiving some guidance. So they just represent here actually that the spirits are hard at work at helping us with the healing for tonight's ceremony. Okay, thank you. Whew. Wow. Whew. Yeah, it feels very peaceful now. Much, much better. And we're letting out all the remaining remnants of those energies. Part of that is the stress. Some of it is maybe still a bit of resentment, or maybe just feeling really tired and exhausted from all this stuff, because it can also like wear us down, right? Like if we're constantly dealing with this stuff, it's like, all right, enough, right? Because those energies, and that's what the clouds were earlier, right? Like they were also like feeding off us. So we're letting all of that go. So take as many deep breaths, breathing in the divine light. Take as many breaths as you feel guided to. And then breathe out whatever you've been holding on to. Just breathe it all out. Whew. Oh. It is done. Out and gone. Whew. Okay, let me see if I can grab that with the rattle stick, because I don't want to. Yeah, perfect. That was one of those thick cords. That was just a little too close here. I think it reached pretty much most of the other stuff. Yeah, all the other stuff is burning here, see? Wow, it's almost like the ground is on fire. Look at this. Wow, yeah, the ground is on fire. Oh, that's so symbolic too. It's like everything. Just everything. And it's full of ashes, right? So it's like... what just popped into my head too is how actually right at the very, very beginning of the pandemic, before it was really known in the Western countries, my dad and I traveled to Australia. When we traveled there, we didn't know yet, and on the way back, we first heard about the pandemic, right? And anyhow, when we were there, all over the news, they were talking about these wildfires in Australia. And then when we were there were like little bits and pieces of land that were burned. But we also took an internal flight from one Australian city to another. And the man who was sitting next to us there was telling us that these fires are actually very traditional, that the Aborigines used to burn pieces of land before moving on, so that when they returned, that land was more fertile. After everything was burnt down, there were ashes on the ground, and also like whatever remaining charcoal pieces and whatnot were there, that actually helped create a more fertile breeding ground for the plants and seeds and everything to sprout and grow again for new life. And I feel very strongly that's what's happening here. So we're burning down everything that has served up to a certain point, and the time is done. Just like when land wasn't as fertile anymore, that's when, you know, they did the fires, and then after that it was more fertile and everything could grow anew, right? So this is happening. Oh yeah, but also part of that story was how the media were blowing it so completely out of proportion and basically misinformed the whole world about these massive wildfires that in fact were just little bits and pieces of fires here and there that didn't take over the whole land. They weren't really out of control. They were just here and there. So that's also a good reminder of part of the old matrix and system and all of that, to take pieces of, or to take the information on the or in the media, like in mainstream media, with a grain of salt. And there may be a little bit of truth, but a lot of things get out of proportion to get the viewer ratings, the numbers, right? So that lots of people watch the news, and it also perpetuates fear, which is part of the programming that helps the dark stay in power and control, right? So if we no longer buy into that fear-mongering, then they lose power, they lose control. And if you look at what's been happening like over the past 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 years, 200 years, it's always like one disaster after another. And if it's not a pandemic, then it's a war or some other disaster. It's like there's always the next and the next and the next, right? But those are the kind of things that if we focus on it, keeps us in those low vibrations. Whereas if we step back and we're in this world but not off it, we don't focus on these things anymore, because there's always positive and negative stuff happening, and it just depends on what we focus on. And actually, when you look at the amount of population on this planet and the small fraction of people committing crimes, it's actually a small portion, a small proportion of everyone on Earth, right? So it's actually like there's a lot more good than evil. So that's what we need to focus on, the good. Anyway, sorry, it's just, I put it in my own words, but that's the feeling that was sort of coming through of that misinformation, or like blowing things out of proportion to keep people in fear. And also, yeah, the message of burning it down so that fresh and new things can come, right? Okay, but let the ceremony now be finished. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected. And please accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension path. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love and light, many blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. Bye.